Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. I know I haven't uploaded in so long and I deeply apologize for that. But in today's video, I wanted to give you guys a tour of my cake and craft studio. So this is where I do a majority of my cake work and other general crafting and sewing. So you do a lot of things in this room. It's still a work in progress. It will probably always be a work in progress. But I wanted to show you guys how it is now that I've been in here since, I believe, December. So almost 8 or 9 months. And I wanted to show you guys what it is like in here. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this with minimal editing. Okay, so I've switched to like a wider angle view. So here is the door. It is a glass door. Hello to the outside. I do have a bag of trash that I need to take out, but it's cold, so I'm going to take it out tomorrow morning. And then this is a bag of recycle. Okay, so when you walk in the room to the right side here, I have my clean dish rack. So it's a cart that I put my clean dishes on. So I have down here some bowls and some mini cupcake pans. And here I have this container here with utensils that I don't really use. Cupcake pans here. Again, more utensils that I don't use as much. And then this tray right here, this ends up becoming my dirty tray a lot, so I'll empty everything out from here into that tray and put my dirty dishes in there. But right now it has clean dishes. It also has these measuring cups that I use to keep all of my clean tips in. Again, here is these are all clean dishes, so everything in here is washed, and this is how it looks. Okay, then immediately above I have installed these shelves myself, and that's part of the project that's going to be in this room. I'm going to install lots more wall shelving, but this was my first ever wall unit that I installed completely on my own. I'm super proud of it. So up here I just have some cake stands. This is an acrylic stand. These are 4 mini cupcake stands, a smaller cupcake stand. This big one right here I just recently got. I got this at my restaurant supply store. It's a 13-inch base, which is super cool because it's really hard to find big sturdy ones like that. And then I have cake pans in here. I've got lots of sizes. They're not all there. Some of them are in here. But basically I have from size 5 by 2 inches all the way to size 16 by 2, and then in my 3-inch tall pans I have from 6 all the way until 16 as well. So I've got lots of pans. Oh, and then here, these are things from my printer, so you'll see my machines later, but backup ink, backup edible ink, and then I have like a print head cleaner as well. Okay, then over here, this is my main stand-up studio space. I do plan on putting probably not actually. I was thinking maybe a shelf up there, maybe, but for sure I'm going to put some of these over here on this side. And then this stainless steel table, I got this on Webstaurant store. It's an online restaurant supply store, but I will link it down below because it's a super good price. It was only like $100 something bucks, and it came with free shipping. Only this particular brand of tables is free shipping, so I will link it down below because it's actually really hard to find if you're just looking on Webstaurant's website. Super hard to find, but I will link it down below. And I love it. It works awesome. Here I have my 2 workhorse machines. This is my KitchenAid Classic 4.5 quart mixer. This has been in my family for forever. My mom got this probably 20 years ago, and she still goes super strong. I did a lot of work on just her alone for many years, and I actually only added my second mixer last year. I got her off of Facebook Marketplace, practically brand new with all the attachments. This one is the Professional 5 Plus 5-quart bowl lift mixer. Here we go. So I got her for only $100. I feel like that was a steal. Okay, moving on. I have some of my gel food colors here. What ends up happening is when I use a food color, I tend to put it up here versus putting it back in my food color box, and then I end up with a little collection here, and then eventually I will re-put them back in their place. But the ones that stay up here permanently are my violet airbrush and my white liquid gel, because I use those both to make my buttercream super white. Okay, so we'll move down below. So in this gray tub right here, I have dirty laundry that I need to do. So that includes dirty rags and dirty aprons. So once this box gets filled up, and it almost is filled up, I will go do all that laundry. In the top, the black bin above it, I keep the clean cloths. So I have the clean folded ones here, and then I keep my digital scale. And then these cloths I put over my baked goods. I have down here my deli containers. Let me zoom in a little bit. Sorry. I believe these are my 16 ounce, my 32 ounce are back there, and then my lids. In here I have a bucket, an old icing bucket, and there has my hot cocoa bomb molds that I need to wash. And this is an empty cocoa container that I used to have cocoa powder in, but I finished it. These are the cupcake liners that I use on all of my cupcakes. If you're wondering, that is the size. Back there I have my cocoa powder. In this one I have my pancake mix, and I'll talk about that in another video on how I use that. And then down here I have just instant chocolate pudding mix. Next to it I have cleaning supplies, and then this mesh, I think it's to bake pizza on, but I use it to dry fondant pieces. Okay, next is my little catch-all corner. So right now it has the little base of my mini blender. This is a $10 blender that I got at Walmart, but I literally only ever use it to grind Oreos, or sometimes in a blue moon I'll make like a licuado, but that's pretty much it. And then in this case down below has my sewing machine and a few other bits and bobs for my sewing. These bags here are kind of catch-all. I believe this one has paper products in it, and I forget what this one has in it, but it has stuff in there. And then my window squeegee. Okay, so we're done with this side of the room. Now here is an overview of this side. This is where I have my main food storage. So this particular shelf here I got at Home Depot, and then these two here I got on Amazon. These two are on wheels and this one is not. So starting at the top, I have empty bins. Here, empty foil pans. I use these foil pans when I bake tester cakes, tester flavors. I have some backup popcorn because I love to eat homemade popcorn. I have Rice Krispie treats here, and then up here I keep more of my baking cups. So these are the baking cups I used to use. They're great because they're like parchment paper kind of. But then I switched to the Reynolds one because they're slightly taller. But they still work good for other things, so those stay up there. Up here I have like plastic bags. I have, these are my food saver bags. I have my pre-cut wax paper rounds that I put in my cakes. Wax paper, plastic wrap. Up here I have some brand new piping bags, and then I have my right now it's just full of strawberry filling for cakes that I have coming up. So then back there I have popcorn oil, so that's for my popcorn. And then here I have some basic ingredients like baking soda, meringue powder, cornstarch, baking powder, things like that. And oh, this is my can opener. This is super awesome. It's electric battery powered one. Then I have my sheet pans. I am in need of a few more because I had more. My sister moved out. She moved away for college and she requested some sheet pans, and we just went ahead and gave her some of mine because they're pretty cheap at the restaurant store. They're like $3 or $4 to just grab some new ones. So I will be going when I remember to do that. Then here I have my microwave. I use this for chocolate melting and other things. This one's really cool too because you can bake in it. I have baked a cake in it once. It didn't come out the prettiest because it's just such a small oven that the top gets overdone before the middle is cooked, but it is possible. Okay, then to the side here I have some more plastic bag, gallon bags, sandwich bags. Back here I have my ground cinnamon and ground ginger. Those for my carrot cake print head cleaning kit. I have these little paper food trays back there. Those come in handy for when I'm microwaving things. And then here I have the rest of my food colors in here, and then some food flavorings in here, extracts and things. Okay, the next shelf down. Okay, I went ahead and sat down on my rolling chair, so if you hear me rolling around, that's what it is. Okay, so in this box down here, I have some extras like oil. I have this Torani vanilla syrup. I'm gonna try soaking a cake in that and seeing how it tastes. I have some backup cooking spray. This is my all-time favorite baking spray. And then I have some hot cocoa stuff in here for when I did my hot cocoa bombs. Then over here I have the ingredients that I'm currently using. So I have vegetable shortening. This is actually my favorite shortening. It's a high ratio one that you can get at Walmart. But these ones were already open. I don't know why I had opened them both at the same time, but apparently I did. So I need to use those up. And then I have my open oil here for my cakes. I have lemon extract. These are my everyday extracts because I use this for so much things, not just for flavoring things lemon, but when I do my edible gold and silver painting and whatnot. I have my imitation almond. I really suggest trying out the imitation almond. I have real almond as well, but I decided to go with the imitation because I can put this flavoring into into cakes or nut-free desserts that I still want to have that almond taste. You can do that. I have butter flavoring, my pure vanilla from Costco. This is from the Mexican store. It's super dark vanilla. It's like a blend. And then some salt. And then here is my big box of powdered sugar. I have this blade that I bought from Joann's and I keep forgetting about it. But anyways, this is my giant box of powdered sugar. Walmart is just honestly the cheapest place I can find powdered sugar. So I like to be super stocked up on it because I use a lot of it. For every batch I use an entire 2-pound bag. So you always gotta have lots of powdered sugar. Okay, now on my bottom one, I have, this is an old cake kit that my mom had when she used to do cake decorating. So I just have some old like knickknacks and things in there that I rarely ever touch. The next box up is my airbrush kit, and I really don't prefer to airbrush. I'm not very good at it. So that's there whenever, but for some reason I do need to do it. I have it. Next, this little machine here is my seal-a-meal bag for my vacuum sealing. And then the giant paper cutter here. And in this bin, I need to go through and get rid of lots of stuff. But this is old cake stuff that I haven't touched in years. I do have 2 packs of edible cake lace that I do reach for every once in a while, but really everything else in here I do not touch, and I really need to get rid of it, but it's hard for me to get rid of things. Okay, let's move on to the second one. Here's an overview of this one. Okay, so to start off, over here I have some dessert sauces. This one is fun to put inside of a cake because it gets hard. And then I don't know why I have this. And then I have these drips here as well. These ones are really nice when I just want a tiny little drip on a cake. I don't need to put a lot. I can just pop this in the microwave and put that drip on there. Next, I have all of my sprinkles. I have tons of sprinkles. Eventually, I'm going to move them all into these deli containers. But for now, only some of them are. This is edible cake paint. And then in this one right here, I have my oil food colors for when coloring chocolate. Hazelnut spread for my Nutella filling. Sprinkles, coconut oil, Oreos, marshmallows, pretzel rods for covering in chocolate. Okay, next here I have my little Vornado heater. Super cute. This room gets really cold in the winter, so this little thing heats it up in a jiffy because it's such a small room. I have my tiny little forks for when I do cake tastings. And then both of these bins are full to the brim of more sprinkles. Okay, then over here I just have some of this non-slip fabric stuff that I put underneath my turntable. I have more of these, what are they called, pastry bags. These silicone ones are my favorites. And then I have some dowels here for when I dowel cakes. Okay, the next one is where I keep my cake mix. Yes, it is true. I have switched to doing mainly cake mix cakes. I do still do certain flavors from scratch. In particular, my carrot cake, 100% oil easy from scratch because it's freaking bomb. But it was really hard for me to find really good, reliable, and easy recipes for flavors, and that I was adequately happy with both the texture and the flavor of the cake. And so I was having a hard time, and so I slowly started transitioning over to cake mix. I've tried plain, different things, and I figured out the way that I absolutely love to do it now, which is a mix of a couple of different recipes to hack a cake mix, but the one I do, super freaking simple. The cake texture is awesome. It actually makes the cakes less sweet and taste a lot more homemade. I use sour creams. It gives it like a tang. So I'm just super happy with this method. And so I recently stocked up. Yesterday I restocked. So this entire bin here is all the Duncan Hines Classic White. This is my absolute favorite cake mix. I feel like it tastes pretty homemade if you just follow the directions, but of course I add a lot to it and it tastes bomb. And so I basically have now exclusively switch to Duncan Hines cake mix where possible. And the best thing, these are only $1 at Walmart, which is basically the same as their store price. Okay, and then, sorry for that little interruption. So in the second box here, I have my chocolate mix. And I'll just move this. I keep instant pudding mixes in here, so this will just move out of the way. So in here I have my chocolate, and so this is my favorite, the Duncan Hines Perfectly Moist Dark Chocolate Fudge, but sometimes it's hard to find. So right now I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And I have some backup that I had bought one time, which is the Pillsbury Devil's Food. And then I found this one the other day, so I'm going to try it, the Perfectly Moist Triple Chocolate. I'm doing my cousin's quinceañera cake next weekend, so I'll be mixing this one with this one, I believe. We'll see. So super delicious. And then here is more specialty cakes. I just bought this one to try it. It's the First Street brand. The First Street is a restaurant supply brand from Smart and Final. So I'm going to try it and see what I think of it. So that's why I just got one box. And then in here I have different specialty flavors. So I've got lemon. I've got red velvet. And then I've got strawberry. And actually my favorite strawberry is this one back here. I only have one box of it. It's the Duncan Hines Perfectly Moist Strawberry Supreme. It is so good, and it tastes like really fresh strawberry, and the color of it is just so cute because this Pillsbury, the pink of it is like, I don't know, it's very girly pink. It's not like red like a strawberry. So yeah, but this one is so good, but it's super hard to find. They never have it in stock, so I end up with the freaking Pillsbury one, which is okay, but you know, I bought a lot of lemon. I don't know why. Oh, I am making one of my cousin's cake lemon, so it's actually fine. It's fine. Okay, and then I have non-fat dry milk here. That is on a super backup type of thing if I need it. Okay, then in here I have fondant cutters and stencils, things like that. I have like specialty cupcake cups in here. This bottom one has fake flowers for when I need it for cakes. This box here has pre-made edible flowers in it for cakes and cupcakes, are really quick, like royal icing type for me to pop out. And then the bottom one has silicone fondant molds. Okay, and then in this box here, I just have some extra things like extra pancake mix. I have sweetened condensed milk, evaporated milk in there for when I do tres leches cake, and then some backup instant chocolate pudding. And then down here in this box is my popcorn stuff. Like I said, I eat a lot of popcorn, so that's my personal like snack stash. And then I have here disposable aprons. I like to wear these when I make frosting or cake batter because my normal aprons get soaked in that because I'm kind of a messy baker. So these are just super awesome to put one on and throw it away right after. Okay, then my final one. Okay, so up here in this box, I have some candies like mazapanes that I can cover for events, things like that, and some specialty colors of chocolate. And then in here I have all of my packaging for my treats. So all of my little bags for my cake pops, cakesicles, all that stuff in there. This thing here is a shelf, like a locker shelf that I found in the garage. My sister graduated high school, and so this was just in there and I grabbed it and it works perfectly in here. So on the top here I have my macaroon mix. I don't make it from scratch because it's really hard, and they've only ever come out right once when I do them from scratch, but when I use this mix, they come out perfect every single time. Then I have my cardboard cake pop holder, and then here are my 8x8 pop-up boxes for when I do treat boxes. I also use these for my hot cocoa bombs. I can fit 6 in here. I just have a small stack in here. I actually bought a huge box of over 200 of these, and those are in the garage. Okay, then here I have more of my packaging. These are, I believe, 8-inch boxes. I have some 10-inch boxes. These here are my cupcake boxes here. I have my cupcake inserts. These here are more quarter sheet boxes. I didn't care for these all craft ones. I thought it'd be like, oh, like super nature friendly all craft boxes, but they don't have, since they're not coated, they just don't hold up to the moist cupcakes, and they're really flimsy. So I'm slowly trying to get rid of them when I'm using them more to deliver treats in than to give cupcakes in. I have one mini cupcake tray, and then these are 4 packs of cupcake holders. So yeah, that's my main packaging. And here I have more chocolate in molds. This is a chocolate I used to use, Candy Quick. It still works pretty good, and I have a lot of them, but I recently switched to Ghirardelli white coating wafers. They taste so bomb. I bought this 25-pound box. So bomb. And I have a small bag of the dark in there. This box is empty right now, which is really nice having an empty spot, but I put the box here so that I can like preserve it so I don't put other things there. So yeah. Okay, the next one down. Now actually let me get my chair. So this next one down, I have my cake drums. So I have these ones back here. Those are 10-inch square drums. And then here I have some white and black 10-inch scalloped drums. So those ones are thinner. These ones are super thick. These ones are thinner. And then here I have a stack of 12-inch. That's my most used cake drum size is the 12-inch. And then I believe this one's a 16-inch here. And then that one must be a 14-inch, the scalloped one on top. I probably will be getting one smaller, another 14-inch drum for my cousin's quince cake. Okay, this plastic bin down here has hot cocoa bomb ingredients that I really only take out during Christmas time when I make the hot cocoa bombs. And then in this box, I have empty plastic bags. I have a problem that I always forget to take my bags, and so I always have to buy plastic bags at the store, and I have so many. This was me taking out half of the bags, and it's still full. Okay, then down here, back there, I have some miscellaneous items, some small weird sized boxes that I barely ever use, but if I need them, I just go back in that corner and pull them out. Same thing for this box, this bag. I had the shred in here from when there was a time during the pandemic where I was getting tons of orders for treat boxes for people to do like a drive-through birthday parties and drive-through baby showers, and so I used a lot of that. In here I have my large collection of pretzel sticks. What happened was that my aunt or my cousin was gonna have a drive-through baby shower with a treat box, and we were gonna put 3 pretzel rods in each box. And I went to the Dollar Tree and I found that they had pretzel rod sticks, these Benzels, and they're really good. I tried one, and so I stocked up on them for the week before of her party so that I could start making them. And I took my time and looked through the bags to find the ones that had the most non-broken pretzel rods. But of course, my cousin ended up getting induced before her due date, as like an emergency type of induction. Is that a word? No, I don't know. Anyways, so her party never ended up happening, and because it was my cousin, I didn't charge them like a deposit or anything, and I just was left over with pretzels, lots of pretzels. So, yeah. Okay. Then over here, I have my AC. This is my little AC unit. It's kind of ratchet. I need to fix it up around the outside. But there she is. It's a window unit that we installed on the wall. Okay. Then here is my non-edible bits and bobs. So I've got all of my ribbons here that I use when I do my custom cake boards. I have papers for when I do custom cake toppers. So I have machines that can cut these things out. Glitter paper, more paper, more paper. Down there I have fabric and a little mini iron for my sewing. And then in here I have mini bags, tape. I have floral tape and like wire cutters for when I do the arrangements for the cake. I have one of these glue runners. I have a refill here. This is my glue and glue sticks. These are patterns, I believe, and other miscellaneous things. So I really need to go through this because it's a total mess. These are stickers for my cake tasting and instructions and things like that. Stickers. More miscellaneous items. But this is the next place I will tackle. Up here I have some fondant tools. And then in here I have like edible lusters and edible glitter and things like that. Fondant tools and other things. I have here my little bits and bobs sewing box, colorful toothpicks, my business cards. They are so stinking pretty. Look at that. Woohoo. Have a little bit of hand sanitizer. And then kind of here becomes my landing spot for things that I have for upcoming cakes. So like I said, I'm making my cousin's quince cake in 2 weeks, or it's probably about a week and a half now. And so I have her cake topper here. These are edible silver leaf that is going to go on her cake as well. This weekend, a different cousin from my other side of the family is having a party, and so I'm making like flower cupcakes, kind of like in that picture. So I bought some Russian piping tips. So we'll see how that goes. My glue runner. This I use to make my cake boards. These are my food gloves that I use. They are awesome. Highly suggest them. Vinyl. And then I have this little tape machine to tape up my cake pops. I've got some like twine and some stickers that I put on my orders. Okay, moving over, I got this big table from Michaels, and I have this kind of tool thing here with tools that I use for lots of things. These are my regular markers. These are my food brushes, scissors, my brayer. These all here are food markers. These ones are my favorite. They're from AmeriColor. They work awesome. Blade, different Cricut tools, things like that. In here I have giant toothpicks, new blades for my Cricut. I get these cheap blades from Amazon because I switch them every time that I have a new edible project. They always get a fresh blade. So what I'll do is I'll cut the edible images first with the fresh blade, and then any non-edible things that need to be cut for that project after, I'll use the same blade, and then they get thrown out. So I always use a fresh blade, and so for that reason I just get cheap ones on Amazon. What are these called? Tweezers. And then have more Q-tips. Not Q-tips! Damn, I'm getting jumbled up right now, but more toothpicks. There we go. Okay. And then on here, don't mind that, I had tummy issues last night. I have my Google Home Mini. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. My brother got this for me for Christmas. It's super awesome. I talk to her, tell her what to play, what podcasts to listen to. Can watch YouTube videos on her. It's awesome. Always having her in here. Then here, this is my cake work machine. So I have a different laptop for my other job, and this is the laptop that I use for my cake stuff. So this is a Surface Pro 7. Whoops. It is the 16 gig version, and I got this at Costco on sale. It was a whole bundle with the black keyboard, the black Surface, and then it came with the pen. So she's awesome. Love her to death. Then here I have my Cricut mat. I will be getting a new one because she's pretty warped because I've used an iron on her multiple times before I knew about how to keep these things in pristine condition, but I will be getting another one soon, hopefully. Here I have my really cheap low turntable. This was like only a few bucks, and it doesn't spin very nicely. It's a really crappy turntable. I actually don't recommend you get this for cake decorating because it just doesn't move smoothly. But what I like to do is once I decorate my cake over there on my stainless steel table, I'll bring it, set it right here on this low turntable, and this is where I'll sit and put the fondant details on here. And it's really great because, like I said, this thing doesn't spin. So when I put the cake somewhere, it stays, and I can still move it, but it'll stay. Okay, then down here is all of my fondants. I have basically like a 2 to 5 pound of any color you can think of in here. So I also have my cornstarch, my Tylose powder, my cutters, things like that. And then over here to the left of it is my machine tower. I keep my 3 machines on here, and I actually highly recommend all of them. So my first one up here is the Canon IX6820. It's a large format printer. It only prints. It doesn't do anything else. It doesn't scan. It doesn't fax. It only prints. But what I love about it is it can print up to a size 13 by 19, which means that I can, like I said earlier, the biggest cake boards that I typically use are 12 inches. So I can print a custom image for the cake board on here and then use that, and it's super awesome. It saves me so much time. I absolutely love this machine. I have another wide format printer in my work office from my other job that also does 13 by 9, and that one's like an all-in-one. It's by Epson. It's the WF7210. So I also suggest that one if you want like to be able to print big and still do other things on it, like scan and fax and like fax to or scan to email, copy, things like that. Okay. So this is my non-edible printer. So I'll print that from here. I also print on regular sized paper from here. Okay, on my next one here is my Cricut Explore Air 2. And then this is the machine that I use to cut paper and to cut my edible images. So I just got these new mats They're not like the official Cricut mats. They're like knockoff mats. But I do have official Cricut mats down here. And the edible image paper I use is this one from Splendid. And it has a plastic backing. So, which means I can place it directly on there. And with the fresh blade, it is completely food safe. Speaking of food safe images, down here is my edible image printer. Okay, that was there. This is the Canon TS 6220. And in this one, I bought it brand new. You have to buy it brand new. If you want to set it up yourself as an edible printer, you need to buy it brand new. When you get it, discard right away the ink that it came with, because that is not going to be good for this machine. You're going to put in edible ink into it, and you're going to use either like rice paper, wafer paper, or icing paper in it. And so yeah, that's my edible only printer. And then down below here, I have a giant tub of white fondant and this giant tub of pink fondant because they totally messed up when I ordered my fondant and they sent me one that was too big. They sent me, I ordered a smaller size and they sent me a big size, but they still only charged me for the smaller size. So whatever. And then I have my trash bags. Okay, then over here, again, this is my recycle. Forget about it. Yes, we've been here for almost 40 minutes. And yeah. Okay, so then back here, I have my big boxes. So this box here has my 12-inch corrugated cardboard boxes. They're super tall. I think they're possibly 10 inches tall at least. Or they might be 12. I think they might be 12 inches tall. So, which works out great for my super tall cakes. Most of my cakes are pretty tall. So these are my 12-inch boxes. And then these are my 10-inch boxes. And yeah, I get those on Amazon. And then I have my timber chair here. This is my comfy chair when I want to take a break. And that's the room tour. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this super duper unnecessarily long video. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the description box below and I will try to answer it for you guys. Quick, I know some of you guys are going to ask me, where do I bake the cakes? I bake cakes inside of my house. This is just where I do the decorating part of it. All right, see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.